THB promises to protect states' territorial integrity, solve unemployment problem, boost up income of families. EEBFAM HRA condemns certain political parties for using human rights work as electoral propaganda. Election Commission of India lifts restriction of political parties, candidates to hold meetings, rallies, roadshows. Hello and good evening. Welcome to Mami TV English News Bulletin. I'm KABITA TONGBRAM. BJP's candidate in Tongzu Assembly constituency, TONGBRAM Biswajit, has promised to protect the territorial integrity and unity of Manipur if BJP comes to power again. He said this during his flag hoisting ceremony held at his residence at Ningomthong today. BJP leaders and Union Minister of State attended the ceremony. Speaking on the occasion, Biswajit said since BJP came to power, many state issues have been resolved slowly. Protection of Manipur's territorial integrity is BJP's promise to the people of the state, he said. If BJP wins the election, Biswajit vowed to find ways to bring a solution to provide employment to the youths, to improve the living standard of women by boosting the income of every household, and to bring progress in the education sector of the AC. Asserting that BJP does not discriminate based on caste and religion, he said they have fulfilled their promise to the people in the last 5 years. Biswajit sought people's support in making self-sufficient Manipur and constituency.
Yagnaba Uramdre, Yagnaba Huntome, Yagnaba Nate, Makone, Yagnaban Labani, Maduju Manimoko, Manipur Prajane, Kangamdre, Yagnabani Haidan Huntome, Maduni, Quaidagi Makogi, Blunder, Kanagi Blunder, Shigi Blunder, Shigi Carino, Congress Party. Adana Koing City, Communication Gap Levi Adava, Peace Labor Kanda Chakotpa, Porkatamni Habi Wakalon, Bharatiya Janata Party Luchingba, Shri Narendra Modi ji, Amit Shah ji, Nada ji, and other tall leaders in na Kapiba, Matungina, Manipurda, Nasidi, Adukimatik, Nungaina, Panbangamakpa, Aduga, indigenous people singi, right, Prajap Tawgani, Haidana, Habiba, Aduga, Lona, Akugi Manipurgi, risk cultural heritage se, Prajap Tawgani Habache, Bharatiya Janata Party ne Manipurgi Prajada, Nasi commitment Tawjari Ebomachima.
Taking part in the ceremony, Chief Minister of Assam Himanta Biswa Sarma expressed confidence that BJP will form the government by winning absolute majority in the coming general election. Under BJP government, the state has not witnessed any band or blockade in the last 5 years. He extolled Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chief Minister N. Biren for all the development work in Manipur, which the Congress failed and will not be able to do so, stating that the condition of the state's national highway has upgraded significantly. He said the Imphal-Jiribam road has been implemented to a full-fledged highway. The construction of Trans-Asian Highway has improved. Most importantly, peace has been restored in the state, he said. Himanta credited all this achievement to BJP. Extrajudicial Execution Victim Families Association Manipur EEVFAM and Human Rights Alert HRA have stated that certain political parties and candidates contesting the 12th Manipur legislative election are using the work of the two organizations in connection with the extrajudicial killing of 1,528 civilians pending in the Supreme Court of India and the plight of the victim families for their own cheap political propaganda. EEBFAM and HRA strongly condemned the weaponization of the human rights struggle for petty political gains. Started a joint press release signed by President of EEVFAM, Renu Takhelambam, and Executive Director of HRA, Babulu Loitongwam. It further stated, even though BJP prominently highlighted the issue of fact encounter in its charge sheet against Congress in the run after the 11th Manipur Legislative Assembly election of 2017, the promise to investigate and punish the killers remains unfulfilled. In the last 5 years of its rule, the state government did not initiate a single criminal investigation on these cases, leave alone punishing them. Even in the few investigations conducted by the CBI SIT on the direction of the Supreme Court, the Union government denied prosecution sanctions against the personnel of the armed forces of the Union who are found to be involved in the killings of the innocent civilians, the TEO organizations lamented. EEVFAM and HRA appealed to the upcoming government, irrespective of which party or coalition comes to power, to take the long sufferings of victims seriously and to initiate prompt, thorough, impartial and independent investigation of the remaining cases of extrajudicial killings not yet investigated, to promptly grant prosecution sanction under Section 197 of CRPC and Section 6 of the Armed Forces Special Power Act 1958 against the security personnel found to be involved in the killings, to institute a truth commission in Manipur to bring out the whole truth behind the mass extrajudicial execution, and also to identify the needs of the victims who have suffered untold miseries with the aim of rehabilitating their broken lives due to the unlawful act of the security forces. The Election Commission of India has lifted the restriction of political parties and candidates to hold meetings and rallies using only 50% capacity of space, considering the significant decline in COVID cases across the country, especially in the poll-bound states. In an order issued by Joint Director Media of ECI, Anush Chandak, the Commission relaxed the restrictions on campaigning in the poll-bound states, considering the fact that the number of COVID cases has decreased in the poll-bound states. Now, the Commission has allowed the political parties and candidates to hold meetings and rallies subject to State Disaster Management Authorities (SDMA) regulations. The Commission relaxed the restriction of using only 50% capacity of space. Commission has also allowed road shows subject to SDMA regulations and with prior permission of district authorities, the order added. In Uttar Pradesh and Manipur, the total number of cases, which were more than 16.7 thousand at peak on January 22, 2022, have come down to just about 500 cases on February 22, 2022. A one-day political party for JDU candidate of Kangabok Assembly constituency, Thoksom Jadumani, was held yesterday. A member of Lok Sabha and in charge of JDU Manipur, Ramprit Mandal, and member of Lok Sabha, Sunil Kumar Pintu, along with women workers of JDU, attended the political conference. Speaking on the occasion, in charge of JDU Manipur, Ramprit Mandal said, in Bihar, JDU leader Nitish Kumar has provided incentives of 10,000 rupees for class 10 students and 25,000 rupees for class 12 students. The status of women has risen by increasing the reservation to 50% in the Panchayati Raj. All this can also be implemented in the state if maximum number of seats is won by JDU candidates when in the upcoming general election. Better connectivity and development can be attained, hence Ramprit sought people's vote for JDU.
नुपी मचा के लिए, नुपा मचा के लिए बिहार में हमारे नीतीश कुमार जी ने साइकिल दिया, ड्रेस दिया, बुक्स दिया, स्टाइपेंड दिया। जो 10th क्लास पास किया उसको 10,000, जो 12th क्लास पास किया 25,000, ग्रेजुएट को 50,000। और हमारे जो सिस्टर हैं, महिलाएं के लिए 50% रिजर्वेशन बिहार में दिया है।
The Tongzu Local Council of Communist Party of India in its executive meeting has decided to support and work for the success of Indian National Congress candidate Seram Nakain. Local Secretary Tongzu Local Council Dr. N. Shantakumar stated in a press release that the Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee has also made alliance with CPI, Manipur State Council, in the ensuing election. As such, all members of Tongzu Local Council will support Seram Nakain in the constituency, Dr. Shantakumar asserted. A dry run for evacuation of polling and security personnel from remote locations for immediate medical care will be conducted on February 24 from 1 p.m. onwards. The helicopter will start from BTK Resort International Airport in Imphal to Kangla, Kangla to Parabung, back to Kangla, Kangla to Kasongkulen, back to Kangla, back to BTK Resort International Airport in Imphal. It may be mentioned that a dedicated 24/7 State Command Center under the supervision of State Nodal Officer Health Dr. L. Tomcha Kuman had been set up to promptly respond to the casualty incident. District Command Centers under the supervision of District CMOs and Assembly Constituency Level Rapid Response Team RRT had also been set up for all the 60 Assembly constituencies with medical officer and support staff. 2 helicopter RRT service will be utilized for emergency casualties for far-flung areas. General Secretary of Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha BJYM Jiribam Thingbaijam Brajendra has refuted the allegation made by JDU that BJYM workers had beaten their workers. Addressing a press meet last evening at BJYM office at Babupra in Jiribam district, Brajendra said BJYM has nothing to do with the altercation. In contrary to their allegations, JDU pelted stones and other objects at their vehicles, condemning Pooja Namashudra for instigating communal politics in the district. Brajendra appealed to those involved in the act not to repeat such remarks since 13 different communities reside together in the district.
Yogi workers na BJYM da siriba mara adu ramba pauni haiba punna changa adu da BJYM ga hiramam ta mari lenate amarom da yogi workers na BJYM ki workers na tongba gari da nung amadi utu watu langsilak badi lai Pooja Namasudro haiba UP asina akhoi gi area amadi makhoi gi area haina khaidokuna yamna thajadaba amadi communal politics Taubasi BJYM na condemn tawi Jiribam isi 13 yati traumdoi na pulna nusichana na taba lamni
BJP Jiribam Mandal organized an interaction program with BJP candidate of the AC and Buddha Chandra and the residents of Latinkhal and Kalinagar in Jiribam Assembly constituency on Tuesday. The interaction program was held at the Beraba Community Hall at Latinkhal. Attending the interaction program, Minister of Environment and Forest, Excise and Fishery Assam Parimakal Suklabaidia lamented the deplorable road condition of Jiribam district. If BJP candidate of the AC and Buddha Chandra wins in the upcoming general election, the AC will be developed so it becomes comparable with other constituencies. As such, Parimal appealed to the people to support Buddha Chandra. Speaking on the occasion, BJP candidate Buddha Chandra promised to work his level best towards bringing development of the AC, stating that the MLA of the AC, Muhammad Ashabuddin, won the last election by giving false promise to the people that ILP will not be implemented in the district. He said the MLA has failed to deliver any development work in the district. Hence, there is no use in re-electing him as the representative of the AC, Buddha Chandra said.
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ BJPꯒꯤ ꯑꯉꯥꯡꯁꯤꯡ ꯚꯣꯠ ꯈꯣꯝꯃꯨꯔꯒ ꯂꯥꯛꯄ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯦ ꯒꯥꯔꯤ ꯃꯔꯤ ꯊꯨꯒꯥꯏꯔꯦ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯂꯝꯕꯤꯗ ꯃꯣꯏ JDU ꯀꯥꯡꯕꯨꯅ ꯒꯥꯔꯤ ꯂꯣꯏ ꯊꯨꯒꯥꯏꯔꯛꯄꯅꯤ ꯚꯤꯗꯤꯑꯣ ꯚꯥꯏꯔꯦꯜ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯃꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯁꯦꯟ ꯈꯟꯅꯔꯒ ꯃꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯁꯦꯟ ꯍꯤꯗꯥꯛ ꯊꯛꯆꯜꯂꯒ ꯌꯨ ꯊꯛꯆꯜꯂꯒ ꯈꯟꯅꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯃꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯁꯦꯟ ꯐꯨꯅꯕ ꯃꯀꯣꯛ ꯀꯥꯏꯅꯕꯗꯨꯅ ꯎꯠꯂꯦ ꯃꯤꯉꯣꯟꯗ BJPꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯃꯣꯏ ꯐꯨꯔꯦ ꯍꯥꯏ ꯂꯥꯏꯕꯛ ꯊꯤꯗꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯕꯦꯡꯒꯣꯜꯒꯤ ꯏꯆꯤꯟ ꯏꯅꯥꯎꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯃꯅꯤ ꯁꯣꯛꯅꯔ ꯃꯣꯏ ꯈꯟꯅꯕꯗ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯩꯇꯩ ꯏꯆꯤꯟ ꯏꯅꯥꯎꯅ ꯐꯨꯕꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯕꯦꯡꯒꯣꯜꯒꯤ ꯂꯩꯕ ꯏꯆꯤꯟ ꯏꯅꯥꯎꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒ ꯅꯨꯡꯁꯤꯅꯗꯅ ꯁꯤꯟꯕꯅꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ
India reported 15,102 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours with 278 deaths in the last 24 hours. As of now, the daily positivity rate stands at 1.28%. With this, the total fatality count has reached 5.12 lakh and the active caseload at 1.64 lakh. Meanwhile, India's recovery rate stands at 98.42%. A total of 31,377 patients recovered in the last 24 hours, which brings the total recoveries to 4.21 crore across the country. India has administered 176.19 crore doses of vaccines till now. General Secretary of Congress Priyanka Gandhi Vadra today accused the BJP and the Samajwadi Party of talking about terrorism during the Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections while diverting attention from the central discourse on unemployment, inflation, empowering women and helping small businesses and farmers. According to media reports, Gandhi said that other parties have woken up to the menace of stray cattle and the need to raise women issues only after her party spoke about them during the poll campaign. Attacking Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, she said he was busy lecturing the public about terrorism and talking in terms of percentage, reports said. She was referring to Adityanath's 80% versus 20% remark during the poll campaign, which may be interpreted to be alluding to the Hindu-Muslim population ratio in the state. Russia has welcomed India's independent position with regard to the Ukraine crisis. The country's deputy chief of mission in India, Roman Babushkin, today said India has been playing a vital role as a responsible global power. The UN Security Council had held an emergency meeting on the Ukraine crisis on Monday night. Speaking on the occasion, India's permanent representative to the UN, T.S. Trimurti, had called for restraint from all sides and stated that the issue could only be resolved through diplomatic dialogue. Russia's deputy chief of mission in India, Roman Babushkin, said that India's views at the Security Council meet were reflective of the special and privileged strategic partnership between the two countries. Now a quick recap at the headlines once again. TA Spaces promises to protect states' territorial integrity, solve unemployment problem, boost up income of families. EEVFAM HRA condemns certain political parties for using human rights work as electoral propaganda. Election Commission of India lifts restriction of political parties' candidates to hold meetings, rallies, roadshows. That brings us to the end of today's English News Bulletin. Keep watching Mami TV for latest news updates. Thanks for watching.